Hello and welcome to the SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh, AI SEO robot Bashinsky. Today I have with me my co-host Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hello, everybody. How you doing, Josh? Today,
I'm doing very well, sir. How are you?
quite well, quite well.
The new OpenAI has released new GPT models, GPT-4 Turbo, and we've been digging into that. How's your life been since they've released that, Greg?
Well, yeah, my inbox is filled with announcements of that exact thing. Um, Yesterday, it started with them, pre-announcing, and then the announcement. I guess they had some event yesterday,
They
or
did, yes, a developer conference.
yep. And then this morning, your inbox is littered with all these updates of what's going on with OpenAI and um, I think the big thing, obviously, the models are big for us and a lot of people, but the marketplace or whatever they're calling, like their Apple Store version, I think that's the big news for people because there's dollar signs behind that. So
Yes.
I think people will get excited. You'll start seeing a whole new economy ecosystem just flourish there. So that's pretty cool too.
For sure, for sure. That's all true and all interesting. AI is evolving. OpenAI is the major player here, and their new models are out, and many tools are using it, including our tool, Keyword Spy, soon to be called SEO Copilot, or soon to be built into an SEO Copilot, or be called SEO Copilot, both. I was more referring to the fact that, however, we're not the only AI company that's having growing pains because OpenAI changed their models and changed some of the token limits, which caused one of our modules kind of to not work so great. So it is growing pains, but it's that's what always happens when you're on the bleeding edge. I tell my students in my mastermind group, my SEO underground university, that that's what it is to be on the bleeding edge. You bleed a little bit. You're on the forefront of making everything work, and you are advanced and better than everybody else. But at the same time, you're doing better than everybody else. But at the same time, every now and then things break, and that's how technology goes. So anyhow, I should give the preamble to the show. If you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the finest show on the YouTubes about SEO and AI. We are at the forefront of combining SEO and artificial intelligence for auto SEO. We're all about auto SEO day in, day out. We want to have AI automating as many of the SEO processes as possible. But we do this based on a scientific basis of actually studying using statistical correlative analysis, again, enabled by us through AI, of looking at tens of thousands of pages and knowing hundreds of metrics based off of this. Not only this, but also doing single variable testing and empirical testing into the actual ranking algorithms, also aided by AI in analyzing, in building, in generating, in producing tests as well. And so we are all about auto AI. So auto AI SEO. So if you're looking to automate your SEO process, vis-a-vis if you're looking to succeed anytime
Hmm.
soon in the SEO industry, you need to automate your SEO processes. You cannot do it by hand anymore. You will be outpaced by a competitor for sure. So you need to kind of adopt AI as soon as possible. It's really the only place to be. Trust me, if I didn't need to do it, I wouldn't because it takes a lot of time and effort. If I could still do it by hand, like I've been doing it for the last 25 years, I would still be doing it that way. But I realized the writing was on the wall. By hand SEO was just dead, and you need to move to AI SEO. But worry not, you're in the right place. We will tell you all about auto SEO from AI here, which I'll learn to say at some point. And today we're going to go through an actual live demo. I'll be answering live questions. If you have any questions, please by all means ask them. If you're like, Josh, how do I ask you these questions? There's multiple ways you can ask me questions. If you have any SEO questions at all, you can go onto my YouTube channel, youtube.com/jbashins, click on community and ask me a question in the community area there. Just reply to one of my comments that I've made there. Or you can put a question in the descriptions of the YouTube videos. That's if you have any keyword spy questions, any SEO questions, any automatic SEO questions of how to do auto SEO with AI. You can ask me there. You can ask me in all those different places. Also, you can join the show live and get some really good live help. We do the live shows right now, if you're watching it right now. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Don't forget, we've changed to daylight time or daylight savings time or farmer saving time or whatever the F we call it these days. But we've moved to it. So right now for me, it is, what time is it here? It is 10:09. There we go. I disrupt the whole show just to see what time it is so I can tell you. It's 10:09 exactly. So you're watching the live show if you're seeing it right now, 10:09 Pacific. And you can watch live by clicking the bell down there and slapping the monkey and punching the goat and kicking the soccer ball or whatever other things you need to do. I don't know, all the stupid little things you need to click down there to watch live. Go ahead and do that so you know when we're going live. You can also make sure you're a subscriber so you can see when I post on the community and I start talking about SEO issues and SEO things that are going on. I also gave some free SEO 20-minute Zoom consultations. I had a few posts ago. So it's worth joining. It's worth subscribing. It's worth following the community. You will get more. You'll be on the forefront of SEO and AI and automated SEO. So, as I do, the first segment of the show is the show even running? Have I properly broadcasted this? This is the first segment we do on the show. So let's see here. Let's go here. Let me share the screen here in Zoom. And there we will go here. Hello and welcome to the... Oh, it looks like I'm kind of broadcasting. And I think we could hear Greg. There's no one complaining about it. Great. And we already have questions lined up. Fantastic. So, so there we go. So it looks like everything's running. So again, guys, ask those questions in the live there if you want to ask them. Dan has already asked a question. He says, hey guys, can you demo again how to make improvements to a generated article generator? Thanks in advance. Denny says, hi Josh, what's up? How you doing, guys? Thanks for joining. Thanks for asking. Make sure you click all this stuff here you're supposed to click and do all the things you're supposed to do. I don't even know what you're supposed to do. I don't even know these days. Okay. Yes, we definitely can do that. So that's what we're doing today. Furman UK, who is a longtime watcher of the show, even before I was doing this show, I was doing the White Hat versus Black Hat show and the SEO Science show. I've been doing lots of different shows on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for many, many years, changing the iteration of the show as SEO evolves and changes. And he also, Dan, you're lucky, he also wanted to do some live demoing on exactly how you would do automated SEO in general, specifically how you would use a next generation kind of AI to find, not really so much to find the keywords, but how you would edit the articles and how you would generate the articles, how you would edit the articles, how you would use the report as a professional SEO to separate kind of the amateurs from the pros, how we would use the benefit of the advanced AI analysis that we do to find the right entities, to find the right query interpretation, to find the right CMQs, to find the right AI MQs, to find the right QIEMQs. And you're like, what are all those things? I will explain what all those things are. I'll describe what all those things are. Google has just gone through a massive change since October 7th. They released 2 core updates in the space of about a month, and they released a spam update at the same time. Whenever they layer updates like that, you know they're hiding stuff, you know they're doing big stuff, and they did. And a lot of people have been hit and slapped by this latest spam update. We are all over testing it, and we found out some very interesting things. So if you want more information about that, email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. And if you're an existing Keyword Spy user, I can give you a huge discount to join my underground SEO University. Email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com and put secret sauce in the subject line so that I know you want the secret sauce. And it'll be actually me responding. It's not an auto response. I will actually respond. I have a template I will use, and or if you ask me questions, I'll answer the question as best as I can. So everything's done custom by hand for the email answering, for that stuff. But for the SEO, we do as much automatically as we can possible. You might think that's kind of backwards. You might think a lot of people automate the customer outreach and then they do the SEO by hand. We're the reverse. We try to do the customer outreach with the human touch because I think that's where the human touch is useful and required. And we try to automate the SEO, both the analysis and the process, because that's where you need the competitive edge is to automate it. So without further ado, let's get right to that. And I'll show you exactly how you would do it in an advanced AI method, how you would analyze these keywords and how you would build them into an article. So let's get started. Let's demo the auto SEO. Here we go with the auto SEO. Okay. All right. Danny also asks, is the tool also working in the Dutch language? Yes. We have one of our main users here in Underground SEO University, which is the think tank that produces the engineering for Keyword Spy, soon to be called SEO Copilot. Dutch is one of the main languages we have, so we definitely have it. So yeah, we have you covered there. Dan Felicino asks, I took an impression drop after the last Google update. I took your advice and edited the blogs to demonstrate expertise and experience. My impressions are coming back. Wow, that's awesome. So good job there. 100%
Nice.
to that one, Dan. That's fantastic. Yeah. The heat score that we have. So let me show you something here. So this is the article generator here. We have this thing called the heat score here. The heat score stands for helpfulness, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. It is what you need. You need the heat. You need to add the heat. Now you're going to recognize EAT. EAT is experience, expertise, authority, and trust. And that's directly from Google's algorithms of stuff that they say they want you to do. Google EAT. That is exactly what they want you to do. Google wants you to get the experience, expertise, authority, and trust. And they require, out of the search rater guidelines, you've got to put that in your page. If you don't have that in your page, you're not going to rank very well, right? And that's been since last year, almost a year ago now. And so we have an automated processing system that will actually use in a very smart next level AI doing next level thinking here to actually rate with the real Google questions. These are actual Google questions. Let me Google this here. And you will see here, this is an actual question that Google provides, right? Google actually, this is from Search Engine Land. They're copying Google, but they actually ask you these questions. I got this from Google, right? This is the helpful content update, the product review update, the core update, the Panda update releases. All these questions are from the search raters guidelines and are from Google specifically. I didn't get this from Search Engine Land. They got this from Google, right? And we use the AI to train on this, and we actually have it fine-tuned to be able to detect when you actually have the heat. And so it is a ranking factor. Now, it's not the biggest ranking factor yet, I will admit, but it is a ranking factor. And it's really important. You see the average of your competitors here that SEO Copilot gives you, or SEO Copilot detects and gives you, and shows you your score is higher. So you want to be higher than them. So this is a great competitive analysis that nobody else does. Nobody else is not even thinking in these terms. Nobody else does this. They don't realize that it's a ranking factor. So Dan, thank you very much. I'm glad that you got results from it. I'm not surprised that you did. I'm not just saying these things because I'm guessing. I'm saying these things because I know, right? So I'm not at all surprised you got boosts. I will say it's not the biggest ranking factor. This content score is a much bigger ranking factor, and this average predictability length is a bigger ranking factor, or demotion factor, quite frankly. But the heat score is important, and it is important for your end users and in making sales, right? If you score highly on this, that means you're being really expert, you're being really trustworthy, you're being really authoritative, and you're being very helpful. At the end of the day, you need to help users. Are you helping them achieve their goal? We want to help you achieve your garden, right? We're literally saying we're going to help you in these articles, right? So it's important to have a very high score in this. You need to have a high score in helping them. And that is, are you helping a user make a decision? That is not only going to boost your SEO, and that ranking factor is going to get bigger over time because it's going to be the most important ranking factor moving forward. Think about it. Google wants to make sure they're only ranking the helpful pages. And so the helpful ranking factor that the AI can directly analyze how helpful your content is, and it is definitely assigning you with a score behind the scenes, just like we're assigning you with a score, and we'll show you what the score is. And it'll be very similar to what we're doing here, right? There's an actual score you can get ranking points out of, and if you don't have it or you don't know it, then you are not taking advantage of it. That's a part of the SEO optimization that you are not optimizing for. And so again, you need to have auto SEO. You need to have the most advanced AI that knows exactly what these questions are going to be and then how to figure that out. There's also one we added here for our users because they wanted to make sure that they were being kind regarding these kinds of legal distinctions and whatnot for their particular area. So we've added this as well. That's not from Google. We've added this. So we've gone above and beyond to what Google actually is looking for, probably. Although in your money, your life, it's entirely possible they're looking for stuff like that there too, right? They want to be above board in any particular kind of thing. Another thing about our high quality article, which this is, which I'm going to get to in a second, is that we have, let me see, fact, I just saw it here. Does the content have any easily verified factual errors? 9 out of 10. No, it doesn't. It is highly factual. Our high quality article goes beyond every single other writer that exists. and actually finds the latest facts and fact checks your article that we're writing automatically for you, I would add, within 5 or 10 minutes. This was generated within 5 or 10 minutes. We actually look at the factual errors in here and we change them, we fix them, right? We go above and beyond what every other article writer is doing right now. No other article writer does this. And so you need to have this because this is something that an expert or enthusiast would know. This is something that Google is specifically looking for your money, your life queries, for the search rater guideline queries, and for the helpfulness and review updates, and for the EAT updates. You need to have factual information. And that's another thing that we have here that is being checked. Also, do you have any spelling or stylistic issues? A lot of other AI writers do have spelling and stylistic issues. We fix a lot of these, and we are usually a 9 out of 10 out of the box. Sometimes we get an 8 out of 10. It's still not perfect. This is the high quality article writer. I'm still building the perfect article writer. And you're going to see what that means in a second. But the high quality article writer is still auto SEO at the top level. This is the state of the art right now, this article writer that we have right here. So we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so the heat score is really good. So you're like, Josh, okay, well, how do we get here to begin with? So let me go back. Let me take a couple steps back here. So as I was just commenting on what Dan was talking about there, his impressions are coming back because he took advantage of something similar to this helpfulness, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. And that is a major factor that was probably more in a September update, not the latest October update. The latest October update is more about some of these scores, like the content score. Is the content score too high is the question. No, this one is perfect. Boom. Out of the box. Perfect. Boom. Out of the box. Nice. And that doesn't always happen, but it happens more often than not with the high quality article. You are in the Goldilocks zone, right? We know for a fact that if you are too high, you get demoted. And if you're too low, you get demoted even harder. You want to be within the Goldilocks zone, which is between this, for this particular niche, between 59 and 69. I have thousands of pages of statistical correlative analysis because I can see all the pages that are being built in the back end of Keyword Spy, soon to be called SEO Copilot, because it's going to be a robust SEO Copilot very, very shortly, where the AI is actually making decisions and the AI is doing things that we don't have to tell it to do. It'll start becoming an SEO consultant for you in a box, which is fantastic for everybody. Anyhow, the SEO Copilot has access to thousands of pages, and I have access to thousands of pages in the back end. I can see the statistical correlative analysis, and I know the exact number you need to be at, and this will change over time. When the industry changes, I'll know when this changes, I'll be able to change it. And then the SEO Copilot will warn all you, hey, your article here is over threshold or under threshold for these factors. You need to go, if this is what you're using on your page right now, which we will also spider and check, you need to go change it. So make sure you're changing it. And then in the future, we'll just have a WordPress plugin and login where it's like, okay, I found that the things have changed. It'll auto write it for you automatically. It'll fix it for you automatically. That is the true power of the SEO Copilot that is coming down the pipe, right? And you want to be in on the ground floor of this, because when that comes along, it won't be cheap. So get the grandfathered price now at $144 a month. $144 a month is the guaranteed grandfathered price. We do have lower pricing if you want to try a lower pricing, but $144 per month is the guaranteed grandfathered price. The prices will go up when it's basically an SEO consultant for you in a box. To hire an SEO consultant right now is like $500 a month. The AI will not be quite that much, but it could be up to and around that price when it's doing the SEO work for you, depending on how much work it does. So I'm just telling you the plans that are coming down the pipe and trying to whet your appetites a bit as to how good this system already is and how good this system is going to get. But let me take a step back. So I did the generate article, and I did a high quality article here just to make sure it was done for the demo, because if the system's busy, it could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I didn't want to sit here waiting live on the show for it to be done. So I just did it. It took 10 minutes early this morning because there's not a lot of people on the system. But before I get here, Furman, this is Furman's query. It was Turf Laying Services London. For long-time viewers, you remember I ran a keyword discovery of it earlier. So this is where you would start, is in keyword discovery. Or in the dashboard, it says find easy niches, right? And we're going to have an SEO Copilot wizard guiding you through these steps in the future. You're always going to have access to the tool, for those people who don't want to use the SEO Copilot wizard. But for those people who need to be a little bit of hand-holding and don't really know what to do, the SEO Copilot is going to be like, okay, step one, you need to find the easy niches to build pages on. You don't want to rank for the hard keywords. You want to rank for the easy ones. That is 75% of winning in the SEO game. 75% of winning in the SEO game is finding the easy niches, going here to keyword discovery, doing a number of queries, turf laying services London, turf laying, and seeing what is easiest to rank for, finding the keyword difficulty, which is the lowest, which is here, and finding the easier keywords to rank for. The average hard difficulty is 27, so this is well below the average, right? This is a very easy niche to rank for. Synthetic graphs.
Why don't we quickly demo that, because it's fine-tuned.
I could, yeah. So we recently just made a big update to this on staging. Let me show you staging really quickly. Let me show you quickly how that looks. So this is the staging server. We recently made an update to this. Now check this out. So people have been asking, they're like, what does this bar actually mean? Like, we know that a lower bar is better and a bigger bar is harder. Okay, we get that. You know, okay, these are harder difficulties because they're a bigger bar. These are lower difficulties. That means they're an easier bar. But what does it mean in relation to SEO in general? Should I go for these keywords in general, right? They're asking. And they're asking also comparatively inside of the difficulty report, which I'm about to click on, how easier or harder is it exactly for all of SEO, and how easier or harder is it exactly per each site in this niche? Like, which sites, when it says the average difficulty is 18%, and then I see a site that's at 8%, what does that mean? Like, what does that even mean? So we're like, okay, fine, we took that on board, and we actually have given you, which is amazing, no other tool does this, but because no other tool really is using AI on the level that we are. No other tool does this, not even Ahrefs or SEMrush. They really don't do this. This is super cool. When it says easier here, this means in comparison to the entire SEO industry. We have taken the average for every single keyword anyone has ever run in the system, which numbers in the thousands, as you can imagine, tens of thousands. Tens and tens of thousands, right, at this point. And we know on average, in terms of a hard score, see the keyword difficulty there, the hard score is 15.7. The hard score average right now, last time we checked, was 27.7. So we know in terms of every single niche online in SEO, as we've tracked them with tens of thousands of niches, so we're pretty darn accurate here. We're within 1 or 2 points accuracy for all of SEO for sure, right? It is, the hard score is 27.7. So this particular niche for Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification free only comes in at 15.7. That means it's easier. Overall, for all of SEO, this is an easier niche to go for. And so when you see the word easier here, you should be singing hallelujah to the heavens, right? Look at all these easier niches for you to rank for. Easier, easier, easier. These are easier than every single other niche online. This is what you should be building your site out on, or at least this is where you should start to build out a site that has topical authority and build out a site that has power and that has many, many rankings where you see like this free Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, this is up 562% this year. Whatever this is, people really want it and they're bidding $1.45 on Google Ads for it. It's got a really good trend value and its keyword ROI is not bad either, and it's easier here, right? And you could sort them all here by the final ROI, which calculates the ones that'll make you the most money, that are the hottest, that have the most traffic. That's the keyword ROI. That's your return on investment for this keyword based on our SEO Copilot's AI analysis. Factored against how easy it is gives you the final return on investment. The easiest keywords compared to the entirety of the SEO industry times the money you'll make on it. Easier, easier. This one is average difficulty. It's 25. So you see it's still under the 27.7 hard score. So it's still a little bit on the easy side, but again, we could be off by 1 or 2 points, so we just call it average at that point. This one is average difficulty as well. It's close to the 27.7. This one is easier. It's down to 19.31. And the final ROI tells you if you want to make money faster, go for the final ROI. If you have time to build your site up, go on the easiest keyword difficulty and start choosing the easier keywords to build for. Start building pages on all of these different meanings, whatever the hell they are. And you would run your own keyword here, obviously, in different variations. Cast as wide a net as possible. Do turf laying London, turf laying London, UK, turf laying just period, and select London for the location. That's what you would do, Furman, to cast the widest net possible, to find the best keywords possible, because here's what you should not be doing. Let me give you a piece of advice from doing SEO for 25 years. Here's what you should not be doing. You should never let the client choose the keywords you should be ranking for. The client is not an SEO, right? The client has no idea. And your boss, if you're an in-house SEO, if you can avoid it, like don't get in an argument with your boss, but if you can avoid it, your boss should not be choosing the keywords you should be going for either. They have no idea what's a hard niche, what's an easy niche. You do because you're using Keyword Spy. And you know to some very high objective level, we're not guessing. This is a very high objective level of, no, this is actually easier. I know for a fact this is easier because I have the stats to prove it. And then you go for those keywords, and guess what? Because it's easier, you rank easier, you rank better, you rank faster. That's why you're doing it, right? So let me tell you, I can't tell you how many times SEO efforts have been sunk and I've been screamed at because I was dumb enough to let the client or the boss choose what keywords we should be ranking for. Instead, I should have said, okay, no problem, I'll do it for you. I'll go do the keyword research and I'll tell you what's in striking range, what we can get really easily. And then they're going to be salivating, ooh, we can get this easily, blah, 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 blah. And I also prove how much money it'll make. And then you go here into Keyword Spy and you go, okay, look at this. The final ROI is here. Look at the return on our investment. Isn't that great, client or boss? The return on our investment, because that's all they care about is the money, of course. Rightfully so. All they should care about is the money. And they say, here's the return on investment. Look how easy these niches are. Six Sigma classes online, Six Sigma course online. These are way easier. They're up 10%. People are willing to bid $7 in Google Ads and 1,600 searches per month. Look at the traffic value for this. It's off the charts for this particular set of keywords we checked. The keyword ROI is off the charts. The final ROI is off the charts here, comparatively speaking. This bar is way bigger than the other bars. And it's easier. Look at this. Now, also, so you can go to your boss, you can go to your client and say, look it, we should be ranking for the easiest keywords at the very least. And if they let you build properly, you'd say, hey, let's go for the even easier keywords. Let's build 50 of these. Every single easy keyword here, let's build them, however many this is. Like, what is this? This looks like about 80 keywords, 60 keywords. Everything that's easier here, we will build a page for it, and some of them are super lucrative too. Look at the final ROI for some of these, are super lucrative as well. We will build all these and you will get like 50% of them ranking as opposed to like 5% of them ranking because you're trying to go for the hard keywords. That is the way to go. Trust me, for doing this for 25 years, that is the power of AI SEO. That is the power of wisdom of 25 years. That is the power of the SEO Copilot. That is going to make you succeed. This single decision right here, if you take nothing else from what I say in any of these shows, I'm telling you, let me get it big on my face. You can see my face. You know I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you, this is the most important decision you're going to make. What keywords to go for to begin with. And going for the easier ones is 1000% the way you want to go. It can single-handedly save your SEO career. Single-handedly, this decision. So don't make the mistakes I've made in the past of being too cocky and being like, sure thing, boss, no problem. I can rank for penis pills. Wow, look, there's people spending $100,000 a month on links for this. Oh, look how difficult it is. Oh, we got DDoSed. Oh, never mind. I almost got fired. You don't want to do that, right? You need to find learn from my mistakes. I've been doing this for 25 years. You need to find the easiest keywords to go for to begin with. And the happy middle ground is the easiest plus the ones that are going to make you the most money. You either build the easiest to start off with and build your topical authority and the power of your site. And then you can go for harder keywords, much easier. Now you're in striking range for them. You're not in striking range from 0 to go for the harder keywords. You need to move your armies up to the end. You need to move your armies up, build your pages out, get your magic cards on the table, whatever. Get your fantasy football stuff already, whatever game you like to play, whatever metaphor you want. Or if you're deer hunting, you need to get into position first. You can't shoot the deer from 3 kilometers away. You need to get in position first, get into your tree stand. Then you can go for the big, juicy queries. You cannot just do it from the truck. You need to walk a bit to your tree stand. You can't just do it that way, right? Pick your metaphor. You know it's true. You can't sink a three-pointer from beyond the half court. You cannot shoot the puck from the other end of the ice and get it in the net. It doesn't work that way. You need to get into position first. Then you can go for the big, juicy queries. Then you can score. I could use a cheesy dating metaphor. Pick your metaphor, right? You can't just walk up to a girl and be like, hey, would you like to have sex? I think that's illegal in some places, just to proposition girls for sex. You need to be nice. You need to get into position first. Or jiu-jitsu, position before execution. You need to be in position first before you can execute a submission. So, have I used enough metaphors yet? You need to rank for... Greg's going crazy. You need to rank for... But I mean, it's common sense. You need to rank... I don't know why the SEO industry doesn't realize this. Because it used to be much easier than it is now. You need to rank for the easy queries first, and or start a tiered strategy where you're ranking for easy ones at the same time, so you can brag about those and show the boss or the client, you know, these are the ones I said we should go for and we got them. The ones you insisted on are nowhere yet. That's not by accident. That's because these are way harder. We need to do this first before we can get to this. You know, and you tell them that in a much nicer way and not get fired. And so that's what you need to do. But check out this extra thing. If they're like, okay, well, which sites here are the easier ones to beat? Or exactly how difficult is it? You need to quantify this for me. You say, no problem, boss. I got that for you too. Check this out. So we know this word easier here means easier than everybody online. But you're like, well, how much easier is it exactly? Okay, well, let me show you. When you click on it, it will tell you exactly how much easier it is. This one is super easy. Super duper easy. It is minus 43% easy. That's exactly, objectively speaking, how much easier it is. Because the hard score is 15.7, and I just told you the hard score that we're comparing against for the averages is about, on average, 27.7. So it is 10 points under, or about 43% easier. That's exactly how much easier it is. And quite frankly, if you try to rank for it, you should come up around page 3. Page 2 to 3 is where you should end up for this particular keyword when you try it out. Now, again, we have a little disclaimer that says these are rough estimates based on our statistical model, not guarantees. We do feel confident enough saying it should occur, but not that it will. We have to legally, protect ourselves here. If after following all of our SEO Copilot suggestions and you do not achieve this estimated page, there most likely is something holding your site back. A full SEO audit is recommended. By the way, we're building an SEO audit. It's coming up. It just so happens we're building an SEO audit. You know, everything is an upsell to something else, of course. But we're building an AI-based SEO audit. I'll show you. I could show you the screen, the design we have coming up for it. Should we show them the design we have coming up? I'd like to hear their feedback, actually.
Yeah, do it.
So here's the design we have coming up for it here. So this is one design we have here. What do you guys think of this? This is the design that we've thought about going for. It's just enter one page free, and then you'll get the audit. It'll start populating down here. We have this design here, which we call the red lightning bolt. And we have this other design here, which we called the neural map. I don't know. Which one do you guys like? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the live chat which one you think is better. It would just scroll down and you would get more like tables like this, and you get data and reports coming back. It's an advanced AI SEO audit that is better than anything anyone else is doing. It's next level. No one is even thinking of doing this yet. It's far better than all these other things. So we're thinking maybe if this one is the one we chose. We thought this one looked the most dynamic, the most powerful, but you never know. Okay, so let us know what you think of that, guys. But anyway, so it tells you exactly how much easier. This is 43% easier. And then it tells you how easier or how much stronger or weaker each of your competitors are. This guy's 10% stronger than this average. This guy's 14%. This guy is 45% weaker than this average, right? This guy is even weaker than this. This guy is weaker than this weakness right here. This is the easiest site here to replace on this SERP by far. By far, this one's the easiest to remove. So, I mean, if you're looking for, if you subscribe to the Query Deserves Diversity or the QDD trial hypothesis that Google will just try sites, you see this all the time. They'll boost you up for a while and then they'll drop you, and you're like, why'd they do that? That's the QDD trial process. And so we know exactly how it works in SEO University. If you want to know how that works, email me at joshpashinsky@gmail.com. Put in special sauce in the secret sauce, special sauce, that sounds weird. Put in secret sauce in the subject line, and we could talk about getting you into underground SEO University. But they've talked about QDD publicly, and so I'm not releasing any secrets about talking about that. And they do that, and there's a trial. And so this would be the one. This is what our SEO Copilot, like a Terminator, has the little like in its vision, in its red vision of targeting enemies, its little target's gone beep, 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 and it's set its sights on this guy here. This is the weak link as far as it can tell. It has 0 page rank, or the API failed for it. Whoops. It does have 12 backlinks, so it's not going to have a very high page rank anyway. It has 12 backlinks, has very little traffic, has no brand awareness. They don't have the NLP for the entity semantic for this keyword, Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification free. They don't have it here at all. The site focus is 0 on it. The page focus is only 34%. So you can easily beat this guy. They are not focused on this query at all. On a very easy query in general compared to the rest of the internet anyway. This is 43% easier than the rest of the internet to rank for, is what this means. And if you're looking for a harder, let's look at the average one just for a comparison. So the average difficulty is down here. Here's one that is 13% more difficult than the rest of the internet. Its keyword hard score is 31.62. It's still within the average difficulty. Our range is -15 to +15 for what we think is average. And the easier one you see is not so easy. It's only -11. Now it's still -11. It still would not be that hard to knock this guy off. Either the links failed, but they do have 10,000 visitors a month on this site. So it's Coursera. Okay, so they're not going to be that easy. But the site is not focused on it. Only the page is focused on it. The page focus of 43.8. Now this is where we could start getting the mouse over stats, Greg, as to how a page focus of 43.8, what percentage of that among all sites is that, is the question. We could start having a mouse over of how much that is. That's around average, as I recall. So that is another place where we could extend this, and we could have a mouse over, and it would tell you, oh, this is 13% more than the rest of the internet, or in terms of how page focused everyone is in terms of their NLP entity page focus. But we could still beat them by having the right keywords in the right spot. They don't have the right keywords in the right spot. Some of these guys do. Now you know why it's more difficult, because some of these people know how to do SEO, and they have actually some NLP page focus, right? So that's 10%. EMQs in the page, 10%. They got PMQs in the page. Look out, they have a half an idea how to do SEO. And their page rank is higher, 2.9 out of 10, 5.9 out of 10. This is a page rank of 6 out of 10. These are really, actually fairly powerful at +9. But they're the toughest ones at +9%. In terms of all the sites online, they're +9% more difficult than every other site online, is what this number means. Of the tens and tens of thousands of sites we've analyzed by our SEO Copilot. So this is...
I thought the +9 was for the hard score.
It is. So that means that they are... The hard score, the keyword difficulty score is also a domain difficulty score. It's the same thing. So if this is 9% over this, that means not only is this keyword 9%, this percent more difficult on average between all of these, but this particular site is 9% more difficult than this.
Yes, correct.
So the site and the keyword difficulty are interchangeable, actually. Because at the end of the day, what makes a keyword hard to rank for? The power of the sites, the power of the competition. So that all checks out, actually. So this is average difficulty. That's why we give it a yellow. It's a caution sign. Luckily here, so far, we don't have any that are harder. That are tough, very tough, and then not recommended is the next levels that we go to. The top 90% of keywords, we actually have a not recommended designation. And you might be like, what? We will do that. We're here to help you. If you're trying to rank, like you can ignore us all you want, But if you try to rank, like, we're not going to control you or anything. We're not going to say, we're not going to spend credits on generating the article for you because this is too hard. We're not going to do that. But we are going to warn you, hey, I don't know if you know, but you're trying to rank for one of the 90th percentile hardest queries out of all queries in existence. Are you sure you want to do that? Do you have $10,000 a month for SEO to spend on it and are ready to spend that for a year or two? Are you ready for that? Okay, good. Go nuts, right? But if you're not ready for that, then maybe you shouldn't be trying to rank for it. We are here to help you. That's what an SEO co-pilot is for, is to be your co-pilot. We are your Chewbacca to your Han Solo. So we are going to roar, I'm hairy enough to prove it. See, we're going to roar at you when you're doing it wrong. You're going to be like, yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. But we're going to do that. And then you can ignore us if you want. We're not going to stop you from doing it, but we're going to warn you at least when the client or you or the boss has decided to go for a keyword that it's going to be really hard to rank for, and you're going to waste a lot of money and a lot of time trying to go for it. So we're super excited about this. We think this is super awesome. So again, this is easier than all the pages online is what this easier means. And how much easier is it? Well, it's 21% easier. That's how much easier it is. It's minus 21% below the hard score, the average hard score is what it is. Its hard score is minus 21.51% below the average hard score, which is 27.79, I think, last time we checked.
Yeah, we don't have that up in like public right now, but it changes every day. So
yeah, if people really wanted us to publish it, we could. In fact, it might be interesting to track over time to see how hard SEO is getting over time. You'd see it getting harder or easier over time.
Yeah, we run it every day and we're tracking it. So it's maybe a week, 10 days, something like that. So yeah, we'll probably do it like every quarter. We could take a look at it.
Definitely, for sure. And that would be part of our all hands. We have a quarterly all hands. And we have a contest, as you know. I put it publicly a few weeks ago. We go through in more detail, fine-tooth detail, and look at the pros and the failures. We look at the failures as well in Underground SEO University, as well we should, to analyze why they failed and how to not make them fail anymore. This is we are like the Large Hadron Collider. We are a university, and we're doing tests at the forefront of physics, if physics is SEO. That's what we're doing. There's no group like us. There's no group even close to the science we put into this product and the advanced AI analysis and processing we have. So I know I could say that, and people are like, yeah, sure, Josh, talk is cheap. But I'm hoping you're seeing by the stuff we're putting out that, hey, maybe Josh is telling the truth here. Join Underground SEO University. I guarantee to you that you will be amazed. Every single student who's joined has been like, my mind is blown. I would have 100 testimonials saying, wow, your content is crazy. My mind is blown. It's insane. I can't believe all the courses. I can't believe what level you guys go to. I can't believe you know all this stuff. I can't prove it to you because I can't leak any of that information because it's all for private mastermind students. But I hope you're seeing the effects of it here, seeing the big footprints here and just thinking, wow, how giant the Sasquatch must have been to leave that footprint. I hope you're seeing the proof of it here in the effects. Okay, so let's go see if you guys have any questions. What do you guys think? Okay, let us see. Dan says, the high quality article generated by the editor gets a high score. Why would I manually try to reduce the score to the system generated score range? Because that's the recommended range, Dan. And because we statistically know for a fact that's the range you need to be in, not to be over-optimized or not to be under-optimized. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't make you do it. We wouldn't have spent the thousands of dollars to engineer it that way, to have red letters and it pointing down, and to find in increasingly real time what that number is supposed to be, tracking in the back end over tens of thousands of queries. Tens of thousands of pages, we know what the content score needs to be. And we know we could track the rankings of them too. And we know that if you are within the Goldilocks zone, that green zone that I showed you here, this green zone right, where was Turflang? This green zone right here, if you are within the green zone here, 59 to 69, you have on average a plus 12 spots of ranking on average, plus 12 spots just to being in here. You have -8 to be over it, and you have -20 to be under it on average. Statistically sliding scale depending on how far over or how far under. So that's why you need to do it, Dan, because our analysis has looked and we know that you need to be there. Danny asks, we got a lot of Dans and Dannys today. Danny asks, GPT-4 Turbo with 128K context and DALL-E 3 is out. Yes, it is. Can this tool also create auto images in the article writer with links? No. Let me explain. You could ask GPT-4 to write you an article with the DALL-E 3 mode and to give you an image as well. But will it have the benefit of all the analysis it took for this, all the analysis it took for this, all the analysis it took for all of this stuff, all the analysis it took for all of this, all of this, all of this, all the analysis it took for all of these scores here that you need? The answer is no. It's not built with all these words in depth and spread. It does not check for all of these things. It cannot tell you the density of all the entities that you're using. It cannot tell you all these important things, nor is it built with the thousands and thousands of statistical models, not the thousands and thousands of items in our statistical model to know that the high quality article generator is building the right kind of article for you, putting the right keywords in the right places. So the answer is no, you can't. You can't. That's like saying, if I make homemade wings and I duct tape them onto my back and I leap off a cliff, will I fly? The answer is no, you will not fly. Yes, you will glide for a while and then you will crash and you will die. So if you want to call that flying, go ahead. But that is completely different from jumping off a cliff with a jetpack and flying. That's what using this system is, the jetpack, where you will actually fly and you will hopefully land well and everything will go well as long as you pilot it correctly. And we're building a co-pilot to help you do that. So it is a night and day difference to go between I just want to highlight this one, to go between getting GPT-4 to write it with DALL-E 3 and getting our system to write it. There is a night and day difference. It's not even close. If we could use the free tool, don't you think we would be? Like Danny, why would I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to engineer this thing if I didn't need to? We use this system too. SEO University realized there's no way to do SEO by hand anymore if you know what you're doing. You need to have an AI system to do it. So we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. If we didn't need to do that, if we could just just use a simple prompt and generate an article out of GPT-4, don't you think we would have been? I'd still just be selling SEO University. Everything would be nice and easy. Our lives would be so much easier. Do you think we would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to make this if we didn't need to do it? I'm just throwing that out there, whether you believe it or not, because I can see we have another doubter here. Eureka TV says, okay, the word easy is clearly oversaturated and keyword density is clearly too high. Okay, well, it is a subjective determination what's easy and what's not, but this article came out perfect out of the box. Some of them do. And for me to highlight a paragraph and click down score to get this score down and get this score down is much easier than spending 10 hours and researching this and writing this. So we've taken 10 hours and brought it down to 10 minutes. I say that's easier, objectively so. It is exactly 90% easier because we've gone from 10 hours down to 10 minutes. So I say that's easier, and I think any reasonable person would as well. Now I don't need to hire a writer. Now I don't need to do any research into this or any other topic. I can build articles on any kind of topic without needing a subject matter expert, needing to pay them, needing to find them, needing to manage them, needing to rehire them, needing to retrain them, needing to yell at them, needing to find where they are, needing to yell at them again, needing to have them research for 10 hours and bill me for that 10 hours and have them write it within a week in their time frame when they finally get around to it. I don't need to do any of that anymore. This does it for me in 10 minutes, 20 minutes if the system is busy. And then it takes me 10 minutes to do the final optimizations. That is clearly easier. I am not just throwing around easy willy-nilly. That is clearly easier.
So he was referring to the article and not the keyword difficulties, right?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what that critique was about, but
The font's too small. I can't even read it. So.
oh yeah, sure. Let me go off that. Okay, so Dan says the first one, red. Furman says the second one. I'm not sure what you guys are referring to. Danny says no. I mean, he can add just an. Sorry.
They're voting on the landing pages for the audit. That's that was like a half hour ago.
Right. Okay, so we have 2 votes. they are split right now as to what they want. Okay. Danny says, no, I mean, he can add just an image into the article. Yeah, he can. We also automatically add an image. So here you see we add an image here automatically. DALL-E 3 builds one, and we load it off our site. We would prefer you would download it and not load it off our site, please. Pretty soon the alt will be automatically done by our AI as well. So this is one that we generate with DALL-E 3. We also can generate them here, as you see here. We also generate them from the knowledge graph. This is what the knowledge graph thinks the best image would be, and we're loading it off a site. So you can decide whether or not you want to load it off a site. We're not lawyers. We can't give legal advice. We're not legally responsible for whether or not these people get pissed off if you use it. You use it at your own risk. We have cited the source. You use it at your own risk or not. But there's 2 images here. One that's from the knowledge graph, and one that is an existing image that somebody already has on their site that we cite. And this is an image that DALL-E 3 produces. So we're not legally responsible for any of this content. Use at your own risk, legally speaking. But for SEO wise, we do have assurances and we do have confidences in it. We use the system ourselves. Okay, so that's where you would start there. Now, obviously you would go into keyword discovery, you would do these things, and then you would go here into keyword spy, you would do a report, you should do ranking pages if it's going to be a ranking page. If it's just going to be, if you ever want it to rank, do ranking pages. If it's going to be a support page and you never want it to rank, just do support pages. If it's a very competitive niche, like it's tough or very tough, then you need to do the full set of testing to have all the levels of testing ready for you. Ranking pages is good for 90% of the pages, quite frankly. Then the reports will be done. Now, if you're going fast, or if you don't understand SEO very well, or SEO is not your job, you're just like a blogger, you're just a writer, something like that, you can use our system. You don't need to be an SEO to use our system. You can ignore the reports entirely, and you just go to Article Builder and you start writing it, or you click the Generate Article button, you edit it for 10 minutes, and you're done. Rinse, repeat, do 20 pages a day. Or how many people could build high-quality articles for 20 of them a day? Nobody else can do that. But let me show you what the professional SEOs would do. The professional SEO would click here into Turf Lang Services London, and they would start analyzing the different AIs that Google uses to rank pages here. There's RankBrain, BERT, neural matching. This is the knowledge graph, and this is the DOM vector. We don't know what it's called, what Google calls it. They've never announced what they call this system. As far as we know, it could be RankBrain, could be something else. We're not sure, but we know that they machine learned the document object model patterns. And so that's what that system is supposed to be here. It's the most advanced system. I can't really it would take a 3-hour tutorial for me to go through it live. So I'm not going to go through this here. You can play with it yourself, or you can join Underground SEO University. I have multiple courses on it. You can check that out. What I am going to show you is the RankBrain, the BERT, the neural matching, and the knowledge graph. And then finally, the final results over here, where all those scores are tallied for you. And let me just show you the fine features that the professional SEO might spend just 5 minutes looking here to see what they can see. And that's what you would do. Now, first off, before I do this, you're like, Josh, why would we want to do this? This is why you'd want to do this. Because Google here, where is it? A guide to Google search ranking systems. Here is Google's publicly admitted documentation as to what their search ranking systems use. See here if you find the NLP demo. See here if you find LSI. See here if you find what the other systems use, right? They use BERT to rank pages. Oh, that's interesting. We have a BERT model that we built for you. They use freshness systems. We have that built into our AI. They have helpful content systems. Oh, that's interesting. I already showed you the helpful content systems that we have here. The helpful content systems are in the article builder right here in the heat score. They have link analysis systems and PageRank. We build that into our difficulty. That's in our AI, and it's going to be in our audit system. They have MUM that's built into our systems. They have neural matching. Wow. Have you ever heard of neural matching before? It is the workhorse of their on-page ranking systems. No other system has it or approximates it. We have two systems that build it for you. We have a system here that tests it. If you do the full testing, it tests it here. It tests it here, neural matching, and it also partially tests it here as well. So we have multiple tests here for you that run the neural matching. If you do the full test systems, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have the passage ranking system. We have the RankBrain system. They've admitted that RankBrain is their premier ranking system. They've admitted this since last year. RankBrain is our main system. They talk about it's their smarter ranking system, which they launched in 2015. No other AI system has that. We do. And I would look, we build models for you specifically. And that's why the report takes 20, 40 minutes, because we have to build these models for you and you alone specifically on your particular niche. It differs. That's why you need an AI system to do this. You cannot do this by hand. You cannot follow a put the keyword in the title kind of rule. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's what keyword, from what AI, in what frequency, in what place. It is all automatically generated and machine learned by Google. That means it has to be all automatically analyzed by an AI and told you what to do in a case-by-case basis. That's why you cannot do SEO with a put your keyword in the H1 kind of rule anymore. It does not work that way anymore, which I'm hoping people are getting. So the professional SEO will come in here and look for, okay, look at this. Look at any precipitous drops between these numbers, right? 85 to 43 in the absolute frequency of this phrase, this entity being used over this entity, is a big drop for RankBrain. So they are much more interested in the turf laying semantic than they are in lawn turf or in London. Turf laying is the most important entity as far as RankBrain is concerned. So as far as RankBrain concerned, turf laying is the entity. So you might imply from that, okay, all I need to do is say turf laying and turf laying services, which is kind of a big drop between here and here. Okay, all I need to say is turf laying services all over my page and I'll be good, right, Josh? No. That's only for RankBrain. RankBrain is one of the AIs that gets to add scoring points to your page. What about BERT? What about neural matching? What about the knowledge graph? What about the DOM vector? You need to have the right keywords in the right tags for all of these AIs. And they're all different and they look at it different ways and have different entities. Now I hope you're starting to appreciate the complexity of Google's ranking systems. And now I hope you're starting to appreciate and realize, wait a minute, every other tool is completely insufficient. Because no other tool approximates or even comes close to approximating or appreciating this level of complexity. And I hope you're also realizing another, wait a minute, I can't do this by hand anymore. Uh-oh, I'm going to need an AI to do this. I can't just put a fucking prompt into GPT-4 and it comes out with something like that. That's not going to work, guys. If it would work, I'd be doing it. It's so much easier. It would have saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is why you need to do this, right? So again, I'm trying not to be like, oh, F-bomby and stuff, but this is so important and people are not getting this and it's driving me crazy. So you would just say in your head as a professional SEO, go, okay, look, turf laying is the preference for RankBrain according to this data. Okay, now let's look at BERT. BERT works on a completely different system. It's a transformer system, much like GPT. So its model we build for you says the query intent here, the QIEMQ, is hiring a company to lay turf for in your London garden. Professional lawn laying services in London. This is what you need to have. So the angle here was turf laying. The angle here is hiring a company to lay turf in your London garden, or professional lawn laying services, or how about find turf laying services in London? That'll satisfy RankBrain, and it will satisfy BERT. Furman, do you see that? Do you see how this one here is going to help them find turf laying services, which is exactly what the query intent is. We can also analyze it here. It's informational navigational. The text above provides information about various turf laying services in London. That's the SERP summary. And what's the journey? The users are looking for information on turf laying services. There's the BERT algorithm there again for you. In London, their next step could be to click on one of the provided links to learn more about a specific service or contact a company for further assistance. This is the journey you need to represent. This is what a professional SEO will come in here to make sure they understand the query intent, the QIEMQ. So right now for RankBrain and for BERT, it is find turf laying services in London. So I'll copy that to the clipboard. That's what we want here. Find turf laying services in London. Okay. Now what about neural matching? Now we skipped this test because we don't need to run it because it's kind of overkill because of our term weighting transformer is so good we don't really even need to run it. The image entity here, we've already put it in there. See that image for the knowledge graph? We've already put it in. And here's the related entities that you don't want to put in your page. These entities might make a good companion page in a silo or a topical structure. You do not want to put these in your page. You do not want to talk about artificial grass, lawn care, artificial turf, level lawns, astroturf, soil, North London. This is not what you want to focus on. You want to focus on turf laying services in London. Okay. And then finally, the DOM vector, as I said, you could choose whose machine learned DOM stuff is the right ones. I can't go through that. It takes too long. It's very complicated. You can look at your competitors and see what they're doing, but who cares? Because you don't want to replicate their mistakes, although we give you a very robust competitive analysis here. Test pages is only for underground SE University students. Only underground SE University students have this. People who are not underground SE University students don't get this. And that's for the full price paying SE University students as well, by the way. Finally, here's the results. We tally up all the results from all the rest of these AIs that we've analyzed for you, and we've scored them in an aggregate scoring. So you have turfing, you have turf, you have laying, turf laying. Turf is even better, we saw, so I might even put this up higher. So I'll upload that to be 30 to 35 here. So turf, laying, and London, these are the ones. See, I upvoted it from down here because I saw in both in RankBrain and BERT, it was a good option. And so our system had it down here. It still would have shown up tons, but I can even give it more of an edge by giving it an upvote of 10 points in the system. That means it will be even more used for the articles I generate. So I would do this first before generating an article. So this word would show up more often because theoretically using it more often than not is better. The term weighting BERT didn't think very highly of it. It thought more of turfing, for example. But turf laying are the ones, it did think highly of laying. This neural matching RankBrain test thought highly of it. And the competitors are using it like crazy. And the BERT entities thought about this like crazy. So that is what we should be using it like that. So that, Furman, to answer your question, one of the questions was, how would you use the reports as a top-level SEO? That's how you would go in here and use this system. Do you need to do any of this? No, you don't need to do any of this. The proprietary scoring of the SEO Copilot would have worked just fine. It would have made the difference of like a 2% difference, a 3% difference. But when you're trying to rank for the hardest niches online, even a 2 or 3% difference can make all the difference, right? So that's how a professional SEO, a next level SEO, would go in and use the actual AI models we've built for you and tweak them and tailor them and analyze them using your own human intelligence, which our SEO Copilot will simply point out to you in the future. It'll be like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Hey, I think we should upvote this. I've already done it. If you want me to undo it, let me know. Like, it's going to do that for you automatically. So that's what a professional SEO would do. And more, we're just going to automate what a 25-year experience SEO would do in our SEO Copilot to help you win more and more. Okay, so that's the reports. Let me see here what kind of questions we got, and then I'll end off with the articles. Okay, let me see here what questions we got. Danny asks, does this tool auto insert an image? Yes, it does too, as I showed you. Furman asks, hey Furman, I'm glad you're here. Can it do product review pages? Yes, it can do any kind of page. Does it scrape the SERP and rewrite? Yes, the high quality article takes into account new information and pertinent information based on multiple AI models. So we're not necessarily scraping the SERP per se, but what we are doing is we're using all those Google models to use the advanced information, and we are definitely comparing it to what Google provides. So you have the updated information with the high quality article, which will soon replace the older quality article, which was just our first stab at doing it. And the high quality article is soon going to be replaced with the perfect article system, which should be able to get all your numbers perfect in one try. Which is what our goal and aim is to do, so that the dream of auto pages is fully complete, where you just install Keyword Spy on your site and it automatically builds pages for you without you even having to look most of the time, completely automatically. It will audit, analyze, and build completely automatically in the next 6 months, in the next 3 to 6 months. Ultimately 9 months totally for all of that.
12 months.
Okay, fine. Maybe 9 to 12 months. Let's be realistic. Let's manage expectations well. Within the next year, that's what we'll be rolling out for sure. Steven says your SEO audit page should have a pic of your ex-protege with a red circle and diagonal slash through it. Oh, which ex-protege are you referring to? I've started so many SEO careers of people who have ultimately betrayed me. Who might you be referring to? Could it be that asshole, this asshole, that asshole? I've started multiple careers. That's what I do, is I help people build SEO careers. And I'm just joking. I don't begrudge them at all. So they've spread out and they're selling snake oil now. Fine, that's their choice. It's definitely not the way I taught them not to sell snake oil, because that doesn't have a long-term success strategy. But I appreciate Stephen, and I know you've been around for a long time. Danny says, yeah, that's what I mean. Only no links, right? I don't know what you mean for links. Let me know what you mean by that, Danny. Dan says, where in the system do I enter information about my business to have it included in the article to improve my expertise and experience? That's a great question, Dan. I'll show you that in a second. Dan also asks, how would I use the results page and report? I just showed all that. I hope that answered your question. Dan says, is BERT questions the blog should try to answer? Yes, we have an area for that. I'll show you that in a second. Does the BERT statement need to be in the blog exactly as BERT shows it? Yes. As close to that as you can get, Dan, the better. Or the general idea. Find turf laying services in London is the one that also pleased RankBrain. So you're killing two birds with one stone there. You're pleasing two masters, right? In SEO, you have this many masters you need to please. At least RankBrain, BERT, Neuromatching, Knowledge Graph, DOM Vector, and a few others that are not in the system yet and are only for Underground SEO, Underground SEO University members. You need to serve all those masters. And so that's why we chose turf laying, because turf laying was such a big improvement here from lawn turf laying services. And it was one of the options here that was definitely on the journey about finding turf laying services. And turf laying is part of the EMQ after all. So we're like, okay, here is the QI EMQ. Find turf laying services in London, because they want to find it. That's what they want. So I would go more for this because it also was pleasing RankBrain. And when we upgraded turf in the system in results, now everything we write is going to be using more turf laying London services other than other words here that might not be as important. Like RankBrain didn't like these at all, but Terror Warning BERT liked them, and the neuromatching test liked them, so it ended up with a score of 18. And if you ever see anything in here you don't want, if you're like, I don't want some of these for some reason, like you see a competitor in here or something, you can always downvote it, and then it won't be part of it anymore. Or if you see your own name in there, you can upvote it. Iwan asks Josh, for non-English language, Google is showing Google translated site. It kind of breaks analysis. What is your thoughts on it? I don't know. Email hello at trykeywordspy.com and show us examples. Again, at hello at trykeywordspy.com. And show us examples and we'll see what we can do to fix it. Or go to my communities page. So go here to my subscriber page here and go to community and post if you can, or put responses on here. And that's where we're going to do help support here as well. Also, we'll have that soon on our site as well. A kind of a help support kind of an idea going on there as well. And Fran says, got it, thanks. Great. Okay, fantastic. All right, so let me show you the article builder as promised. So we can just click this button really quickly to go to the content editor or the article builder. And so as I said, I clicked generate article and I got this article. Let me show you, to answer all the questions, what I did. So let's say there was nothing here, right? There's nothing here. So I clicked generate article and I decided to do the high quality article because it's much more high quality. It does do double the credits, but it is a one-stop shop. And here's where I put the author role. And I said I was a turf laying expert. I could have said I was a John Smith, an expert in this. I could use my name. You know, the AI will do its best to keep it third person, like not allow it to be, it might write in the first person, but it's not going to use your name very much because it doesn't know whether or not you're a good author. If you're a good author, you need to put your own author byline in here and link out to your socials. Maybe it might be a good idea, just saying. If you're a good author on this and Google knows you're a good author on whatever topic you're writing about. And you can also choose where in the sales cycle you want to be. You want to be at the top of the sales cycle, more informational, middle of the sales cycle, informational, transactional, or the bottom of the sales funnel, which is what I chose here, to be more transactional. You can tell it to choose the URL, title, and the meta description. When you select the meta description, you can give it an angle. And this will also be used for the high quality article as well, I believe. You can tell it what article angle you want to go for, like you have a sale on. This is an information guide. It's a review of something. It's an e-commerce page. You can give it an angle here, and it can tailor it to that angle. And it's getting better and better. The AI Copilot does a pretty good job in automatically sensing what kind of content you should put there to be high quality and helpful. Now, this is where some people have gotten confused. So let me explain this very carefully. Some people have been like, Josh, I wanted it to be a sales page. And I just want it to say buy here, and I don't want any other text on it. Why is the AI not automatically writing that? Well, for like a number of reasons. One, it's not made to do that. Two, the AI analyzes what kind of content you need. Two, first off, how could you ever SEO an article without SEO text on it? You need SEO text on it no matter what kind of page it is. So that's a fait accompli, right? The AI will ignore you if you say, just make it a laser focused sales page. Like, actually, it won't ignore you at all. It'll try to make it a laser-focused sales page, but it's trained to be a bit on the verbose side, so you have room to trim it down so you can get your numbers in the right area without having to write anything, so it's nice and easy. And like I said, you need SEO text on the page, no matter what kind of page you're making, whether it's an e-commerce page or it's a sales page. So that's how it's engineered, and it's engineered that way on purpose. It does that by design. And finally, the AI... the SEO Copilot has some intelligence auto-magically built in to analyze millions and millions of pages and to know what angle you should be going for. It goes for the angle it thinks you should be going for based on the customer journey and based on what would be high quality, right? It's a high quality article generator making you the highest heat score possible. Out of the box on the first write, it was 82% heat, which is a very high helpful score. It was scoring 9 out of 10 on many of the different items. That only happens because the SEO Copilot is highly, highly, highly optimized. You do not get that out of the box in any other single AI writer. I guarantee you. Test it. Have ChatGPT write it, plug it into Keyword Spy, click the heat button, and see how good it is. I bet you it'll be barely average. I bet you. So, and if you've done this thousands of times, like we have, you know for a fact our article generator is better. So to answer the question, some people are like, I only want it to be a laser-focused sales page. I don't want any other SEO text here. Well, then it'll never rank. So why are you even doing this in Keyword Spy? You wasted your time and credits to build this in Keyword Spy, right? And you wasted our time and credits to build this in Keyword Spy. If you never want it to rank, well, then it doesn't have to be built here. And if you want it to rank, well, then the system is built in a way to stop you from shooting yourself in the foot in numerous ways. Do you think we make it this complex because we're jerks? Do you think we make it this complex because we get off on making it harder for our customers to understand what they're doing? No, we don't. We make it this complex because this is the base level complexity we can make it for you to do proper SEO, right? We are here to make it so you do not shoot yourself in the foot. And so if you're like, Josh, Jasper works like this, why can't it work like that? Because Jasper sucks. That's why. Because Jasper is going to have you fail as an SEO. That's why, and we are trying not to let that happen. So that's why a lot of the decisions are made and it's engineered in the way it is across the board, not the least of which is the high quality article generator is going to stuff a whole bunch of SEO text in there. It's your job it will try to get it in the numbers right off the beginning, but it's very hard to do. The AI system is highly complex with 4 or 5 different AIs talking and communicating with each other and ideating, doing very high level ideation and chain of thought reasoning. At the top of what any other AI system is doing, not only in SEO, across the board, our AI system is smarter. We're in the 90th percentile in terms of ideation and chain of thought reasoning for this AI, the SEO Copilot. We are going to be next level with the perfect article generator. It will be ideating to the 1,000th level, the 100th level, the 1,000th level. And it'll be doing it way faster and way more efficiently than a human ever could. That Terminator age of the efficient killer is coming, and it's coming in our perfect article generator and in our SEO Copilot, also in our audit system. In terms of ideation and chain of thought reasoning and tree of thought reasoning, we are beyond any other SEO tool for sure. We are going to be beyond any other AI tool coming up in the next few months. So all that is baked in to not shoot yourself in the foot. So this is where you can tailor it a bit, but the AI is trying to make it helpful, whether you want it to be helpful or not, or whether you know what that is or not. We're building it in it's baked in from the ground floor. And so that is the answer to 90% of the questions. Why does it do it this way, Josh? That's the reason why. And you want it to be that way. We want it to be that way so we can see you succeeding. You want it to be that way so you too will succeed. But here you can tailor it a bit. I admit you can put perks in here, like free parking, 25% off, buy one, get one free. Users love a perk. Google loves a perk. If you have any kind of perks you can put in here, like a free quote or whatever it is for free assessment, free quote for this kind of service, I suggest you put it in there. You click the level 1 heading as well. And that's what I did. I did stuff like this. And I generated it. I clicked OK, and it was generating. And so let's take a look at what it did here. Let's take a look at how well it did. Like I said, right out of the box, it's in the perfect range. Don't need to change it anymore. Right out of the box, it's the perfect range of heat. I don't need to change it anymore, right? It's slightly words under, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to match the competitors. I could add some words if I wanted. The average predictability length is 4.8. It needs to come down 0.7. The competitors are 3.84. Now, you might be like, what is this stat exactly? This stat is the average number of words in a row, 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, that the AI would generate out of the box. Out of the box, the average AI GPT version would generate out of the box this number, and your article compared to it would generate 4.8 words out of the box would be exactly what the AI would do in a row. It's like flipping a coin 5 times and getting heads 5 times. Very statistically unlikely. Very statistically unlikely. That's like 50%, 25%, 12%, 6%, 3%. What is that? Like 1.5% chance to flip the coin 5 times and get heads, I believe. So Google knows with a very high degree of certainty, the higher this number is, the more prosaic your writing is, and the more likely it's AI generated and low quality content, especially when your competitors are only at 3.84. And we know after looking at tens of thousands of pages that you need to be at 4.1. 4.1 is the average for people ranking spot number 1. And it goes increasingly up from there. This is the most important one. This is the second most important one. So this article still needs to come down 0.7, and I would highly recommend it comes down 0.7, right? I would highly recommend it comes down 0.7. So that what you would do to do that, easy, come down here, you highlight this, you click the down score button, and it's going to bring this score down, it's going to bring this score down. And you would do that until, if you want it to be optimal, you would reduce this. You could run with it as a risk like this. 4.8 is going to reduce you 2 or 3 spots on average. So you might be like, it's not good enough, or this was such an easy niche, I don't need to be super high on this. But if it's not ranking well, this is the first thing I would go and change, given that this number is fine. Now, here's the issue. If you bring this down with the down score button, like if I highlight all this and click the down score button, it's going to down score it, but it's going to bring, and I say, okay, boom. Now it makes that a paragraph, but it's going to probably bring this number down a bit. It could quite possibly. I didn't change that much text. It actually brought it up, which was interesting, but it's still within the zone. And then it's going to bring, it might bring this number down a bit. But doing one, things can go up, things go down. See, it brought down a little bit. So what I need to do here is I need to add a pros and cons is what I need to do. So I'm going to come here into the code. I'm going to say, okay, let's start another paragraph tag. I'm going to do, okay, pros and cons is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put that in an H2. That's what I can do, save. Pros and cons. And what I can do here to increase the content is I can go here to the outline. I can close this, and I can go to, content rather, close the entities, go to helpful content, and actually go to product review, and go to pros and cons, and say, generate this for me, write it. And say, great, add this, blank, close. Okay, so it's added this, right? Now what I will do is I'll rerun these to see where we are at. This goes up to 71, great. This goes up to, it should go up a bit, this number. Oh, it went down. Okay, fantastic. So then what I do is I say, let's describe the pros. We're going to downscore all these and describe the pros in one kind of sentence. And then we're going to highlight this. We're going to downscore this. And it says, okay, here it is. Cost 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this number might go down a bit. Hopefully it's gone down a bit. We're just a little bit higher than this. It's probably fine. I can get rid of this. Add this, pros. Let the pros take care of this. That's funny. The cons. And I could say, okay, do this again. I reduced some keywords. It might go down 1 point. So it's pretty close to this. That's fine. So, I mean, there you're done. This is getting close to being done. This is down pretty close. You could probably go with this. It'd probably be fine. You would play with this and continue to get these numbers exactly correct. You might need to add a little bit, remove a little bit, play with it, but it's much faster than rewriting it. I can assure you. Or you could also take this, the first 1,000 words of it anyway. You can go here and duplicate it. You can go into beta tools. If you want to do this by hand, you go into beta tools. A long time for some reason. What's going on now? Nah. It wouldn't be a demo without some kind of glitch. Great. Well, as I was saying, you can copy that. You go into beta tools, and you can play with the GLTR AI detect content, in which you can check it with the color. You could do that there. Let me go here to see if there's any more questions. Sean says, what happens when someone makes a ChatGPT agent that is trained on the same factors as your tool? Not possible. It's not possible, Sean. You could try to train a ChatGPT agent on the same factors as our tool all you like. It's not going to work. Google has hidden their factors way too easily. Way too easily. It's just not going to work. Dan says, can the angle be a pillar page? Sure. I have no idea what a pillar page is because I don't listen to the SEOs and all their nonsense bullshit. But if you want to make a pillar page, whatever that is, go ahead. It'll do any kind of content. The Furman says, can I enter my own pre-existing full article text and check the heat score? Of course. If you've run an EMQ on it, you could paste it in, or you can even import it from an existing page, and you could run a heat score on that. That'd be a great way to use it. I'd recommend doing that. Okay, so I go to beta tools here. I go to the AI detection. I paste as plain text. Nope, not that. I paste this as plain text. And I changed the contrast so I could see what the hell's going on here. That's weird. And I paste as plain text. And I say analyze. Now I look for all the red and the orange. And it's the red and the orange that I want to change, right? So it's going to give me, it tells me whether it was AI generated. It's pretty sure it was AI generated. And so what I need to do is I need to look and change this to seeking. Are you seeking to create a lush and vibrant lawn in your aspiring London garden? Look no further. Our expert team, our crack team of turf laying professionals is here to help you achieve. Is here to assist. Is still within the top 10. You can't use it. Help you crush the garden of your dreams. With our comprehensive services and turf quality, top quality turf, we guarantee exceptional results that will exceed your expectations. Exceptional results that will shine. Start changing the red words. Read on to discover everything you need to know. You need to learn. Is learn one of them? Yep, it is. You need to learn, ensure everything you need to come to love about turf laying services in London town. Okay, then you take this, copy and paste it, go back here, paste it over this paragraph, rerun this. That's the same. Rerun that. I didn't actually reduce any keywords. And slowly but surely, you can start rewriting paragraph by paragraph, and this number will come down. As you can see, it already would come down quite a bit there. And I go back here and I go, okay, where's the more red? Look for the longest red. And you're like, okay, consider these. Consider these important factors when selecting a company. Boom. Consider, where is it? Yeah, so I wrote this sentence. So you go here. Boom. Boom. And then again, I didn't reduce any keywords, but if I did, this will go down. It only needs to go down 1 point. This hopefully will go down, although I just changed one sentence there. But this might keep coming down. You would do that, and again, that would take 5-10 minutes. You see, I'm already almost there. So that's how you would get that down. It's actually quite easy. We'd love to build the... people were getting confused when we built the AI detection in here in a tab. They were getting really confused. They thought it was like some kind of keyword tool, and they're like, didn't know why they would be lowering it because they need to lower this number. So we might put it back here, or hopefully the AI will just get this all right to begin with. You don't even need to play with any of this stuff. But that's where we are with that right now. Okay, so here's some other questions how a pro would optimize this. I also got it to automatically generate all this stuff. I got turf laying services in London. turf living services in London. You could do it that way, or you could do it this way. Join SEO University to know what would be the best here. But what it generates automatically is generally pretty good. It automatically generates it for you. Boom. Made the title, get professional turf laying services in London. It was originally like this. I decided to add the date. You could even add the month if you want. You could add November 2023. If you want to update this every month, then query deserves freshness has been a factor that people have known about for years. I'm not giving away any super secrets. This is a recommendation I've had for years. Put the date in the title. It does help get clicks. It does help boost you. So there's a free tip that I've been saying for years. It was not a piece of a secret, part of a secret. The thing is, you just need to update it, right? Or you could just do the year, and then every year you need to update this. And then it also does the meta description really well. Transform you along with our expert turfing solutions. Get a lush green landscape that will make your neighbors jealous. Book now for a stunning outdoor space. Free estimates available. Or book us now for a free estimate. A free estimate. And you can get a stunning outdoor space soon. Quickly and efficiently, or whatever your sales value propositions are. Then you save it. Boom, it's saved. So you would make sure you would maybe tweak this. Make sure you tweak a little bit, just a little bit of SEO professionalism there. And then you come back here. I make sure the DALL-E 3 article looks good, and it does. That was auto-generated just for you. Article. Now go in here into the HTML. This is where the pros would go. And now we're going to make an AI make the alt for this automatically, but you might want to check it. So you might want to be like, this is a picture of great turf laying practices, or whatever it is, whatever you want to rank for. Having some keywords in here might be a good idea. Again, it's up to you how SEO you like to practice. If you want to join underground, if you don't know how to do SEO at all, if you're like, I don't know how to do SEO, what should I do? Then join Underground SEO University. Oh wow, look at all these span tags in here. That's because I copied and pasted from the other thing. I should have actually cycled it through. I can take this and go here and say, clean out the span tags and just give me the p tag text, please. Yes, I know what it seems to be. Give it to me. Silly ChatGPT. So this is their new model here. Interesting. Okay, boom. You take this. Come back here. Boom. Boom. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. And you'd have to do the same thing for this, sadly, to get that done. But again, it wouldn't take long at all to do it. This won't happen when we build it in. But this is small jobs like this is what you use ChatGPT for. You do not use ChatGPT to do the whole thing, because it's just not smart enough to do the whole thing. It just isn't. Again, if it was, I would not have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to build this system. Blank, there we go. Save. Okay, so you want to check those kind of things. Now here's another thing you want to check. You want to check your H1 and be like, okay, well, turf laying services London, turf laying services in London. You want to make sure it seems find was the preferred one, if I recall correctly. If I recall correctly here, it was find turf laying services, right? And so the words do matter. So let's go here, turf laying services, and Bert, it was the third one down. It was find turf laying services in London. So back here, I might just change it, find turf laying services in London today. Get a free estimate from the turfing professionals. like, or whatever. And turfing was another really important keyword. London as well. So that's not too bad, right? You could do that. That's going to increase my content score possibly, but it didn't. It's fine. Find the perfect turfing team. Get your garden ready. We don't need to say London here. We don't need to say this here either. Making your final decision. The pros and cons. We could do that there, like that. We also need to check the alt for this image here. Of course, boom, boom, boom. Here's the other one. A picture of a beautiful garden. Turfed garden. The finished turfing product, a turfed garden. So we save that, boom. So that was for the alt for this image here. Again, you have to decide if it's legally viable for you to load an image off someone else's website. Okay, so let's reload that. Yeah, so we're looking good. So those are the kinds of things you'd look at and tweak. You know, again, not a lot of work for me to do here. Most of it was done automatically by the AI. So yeah, that's what we did. So getting AI to help you with this stuff really speeds things up. It really helps you from shooting yourself in the foot. It really helps you get kind of what it is you want. New recommendations are always coming down the pipe from our new testing that will filter into the system for the kind of spam and over optimization that Google's looking for. So keep your eyes peeled for changes in the system. Also, our SEO Copilot will get better at automatically making changes, and it will get better at keeping you apprised in email when the SEO Copilot detects that something you've done is now out of rec. It's out of the recommendations, either because you did something out of the recommendations, or Google's recommendations have changed, or our recommendations have changed because Google's systems have changed, and now our stats are showing that you are edged out, and something needs to change. That system is coming very soon. So we've got you covered. That's exactly what you want, is a 24/7, never sleeping SEO consultant, and that's what you have in a box with our SEO Copilot. All right, let's check to see if there's any more questions, guys. Danny says, does this article builder generate bolded text and tables? Yes, it does do tables when it's appropriate. It does not do bolded text. That is by design. Danny says, in the auto-generated article writer. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Furman says, can I enter my own pre-existing full article text and check the heat score? Yes, I've already answered that. You can definitely do that. Okay, guys, any final questions? I know that there's a delay in the broadcast and the questions. Any final questions you guys want to ask? Anything else we can answer for you? Let me know. We'll see if anything else gets fired in there. I can definitely answer them after the show. So that's auto SEO. That's what it is you want to have working for you. It's a very impressive system, and it is definitely helping. I see the stats. I know most people are ranking on it. I know our stats are very good for success. And so it is the system that will help guarantee you success. The more you follow our recommendations, the more you learn our way of SEO, the more you follow our recommendations, the more you choose the right keywords to begin with, and every decision from there, working with the system as the SEO Copilot, the silent hand of the SEO Copilot, and then the overt pointing hand of the SEO Copilot guides you in the right direction. You barely need to learn SEO anymore. It's going to help you move forward. And if you're a professional SEO, your game is going to be even that much better. It's like you have a powered mech suit now to help you go to war, and you're going to be that better even of a warrior as you move forward. So any other questions? Let me quickly check here. Furman says, Danny says, thanks, Josh. Furman says, that was great. Thanks. Answered a lot of questions about Keyword Spy. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, guys. So, Greg, did I miss anything? Did you have any other final comments before we sign off?
You didn't mention spread in that, but that's fine. That feature is available now. I don't think there's anything else that you missed from the article. Um, that's new. I'm just thinking about stuff that we've
Right.
rolled
I
out
could have
recently.
mentioned spread. So spread is important for ranking. What is that? We're going to build it in to be more visible. But right now, you go into content, you go into entities, you go
It's under
into
SEO too. It's a little easier because it
oh
does
SEO.
it does it for you.
Right. Yes, I forgot. Thank you. I forgot about all this actually. So first off, you can check the EMQs in the body, in the URL, in the title, and the meta description for all of your competitors, and you can decide how aggressive you want to be there. If you join Underground SEO University, you'll know exactly how aggressive you can get away with there and what you can't. Same with the H1. You can see the exact match and the partial match being used in all their heading tags and what kind of heading tags they use. So you can determine again how aggressive you want to be there. If you join Underground SEO University and or later on the SEO Copilot, we'll know exactly how aggressive you want to be there. And then there's really only two missing entities that are not said in this article because the you don't need to worry about all the phrases. You don't need to say all the phrases per se. It's these single word entities that are important. So master landscapers and layers are the only thing that we didn't say. So I would come in here and I would say evaluate your garden layers size. There we go. Now I have the word layers in there. I stuffed it in, right? Somewhere. I don't even know what layers means. And master landscapers. Okay, fine. From master landscapers, London turfing professionals. There, boom. Now it's in there. Now the two entities that weren't the high quality article did a pretty good job in putting all the entities in there in the words already. Look at all the entities are already in there that you really need to care about, quite frankly, from the highest scored words at the top, which is what matters the most. Layers, master landscapers, I put in there. And then everything else from half of 35 is not really that important. Supply in North, you don't want to, remember when we looked at RankBrain, North London was not something that was important. North London and London are different, so you don't want to tailor to that. Supply you could add. Essex is another area that's outside of London. You don't want to include that. Artificial, reliable are not really entities that RankBrain liked very much. You don't need to necessarily put them in there. And our high quality article would have focused on them if it was that important. So the spread issue is starting to kind of go away, but a professional SEO would kind of go in here and look at it. We didn't want to go for artificial anyway. Reliable, from reliable, I could put reliable here. From the reliable master landscapers, London turfing professionals, or whatever you want to call yourselves, whatever. There, boom, that's all in there now. We could recheck the work, and you could see it is no longer missing those things. Now it's just, I don't care about these, don't care about these. Trusted would be good to put in there somewhere, maybe. Standard could be good. From the trusted, reliable, now this is really getting stuffed here. The trusted, reliable master landscape. Maybe not put it all in the H1, that's probably a bad example. But yeah, anyway, you would put trusted somewhere else. Find the the perfect trusted turfing team. There we go. So you add those in. Again, the SEO took 5 minutes. SEO is fun again. You don't have to do all that writing. You don't have to rely on custom writers. And you're actually doing good quality SEO, which should give you boosts for this particular keyword. As it says here in the keyword discovery for turf laying services London, the hard score is 16. So you should come in at 26 to 32 is where you should come in on this keyword when you follow our recommendations. That page should come in at 26 to 32 is where it should come in. And we'll be rolling out the new scoring system to the main app pretty soon. Let me see if there's any other questions. Dan says, how long does it take you to create and edit an article? I know it takes much longer on a demo like this one. Yeah, well, because I was talking. It takes 20 minutes to generate the article, another 5 or 10 minutes to SEO it. You can easily do 2 articles per hour, easily. So you're doing a 10-hour day, 20 articles. You're doing a 5-hour day, 10 articles. You could build 10 articles a day. You could build 50 articles a week if you have the right login access. if your account allows you to build that many pages, you could do 50 pages a week. You could do 200 pages a month. You could build a 200-page site in a month and be ranking those pages in a month for some of them. Our system in the fall update of the contest we just ran here on my channel, let me show you the video if you want to check it yourself. On my channel, where is it? Right here. Last week, I showed you someone who was ranking from nowhere to spot number 1 in 12 days using our system. They went from nowhere to spot number 1 in 12 days. I show a little bit of how they ranked and what they did. So there's no reason why you can't do the same thing as long as you're picking the right keywords to begin with. All right, guys. Well, that's where I'll leave it for today. Any other SEO questions, talk with me on the community portion here, there on YouTube. Send me an email at joshbachynski@gmail.com. If you have a keyword spy question, I prefer you go to the community section there or ask a question on the description so that everyone can be benefited by the answer. So I'm not answering the same question a million times over email privately. I'd rather answer it once and point everyone to the same area. So we start building up kind of a knowledge base and people kind of start getting the same answers. The SEO Copilot will moot most questions anyway, because more and more over the next year, it's just going to start doing things automatically, and things that you need to do, you don't need to do anymore because the SEO Copilot already did it for you. So that's just going to keep going over time, but we're happy to answer any questions. Email hello@trykeywordspy.com for any questions about getting into Keyword Spy. Try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. Go to trykeywordspy.com and try it for 2 weeks for free. No credit card and no email needed. And if you have any SEO questions, again, you can email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. I'd be happy to help you out. So from Greg and myself, we're going to sign off. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope that helped you out in your auto SEO journey using AI. It truly is the place to be to build, to really be successful in SEO these days. You need to find the right keywords with AI. You need to analyze the right keywords with AI. You need to find the boosting keywords with AI and build proper models to do so. And last but not least, you need to build the article in AI and take it from 10 hours of work down to half an hour of work altogether for all of that and build like 10 pages a day, no problem. That's what you want to be doing. SEO is a race. You need to build more, faster, better quality. That is how you win at SEO. Build more, faster, better quality on the easiest keywords to begin with. And you will and you can succeed at SEO. I guarantee it. I'd love to see your wins. Dan shared one of his wins with us. My SEO students share wins all the time in the private group. I'd like to see your wins too, because I know you're getting them because I see in the back end of Keyword Spy. Show me your wins that you're getting as well. Keyword Spy is the only system that guarantees wins because we can see the wins we're getting in the back end of the system. I know we're getting wins. Does anybody else share that? No, they don't. They have 5 testimonials from 5 years ago, which were probably made up to begin with. So again, get in on the ground floor of Keyword Spy. I guarantee to you, you can build a career off it. All right, guys. I hope that helped you out. Saying bye from Greg and I. And now let me see if I can